Hi, I'm Brenda. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to make some ranch BBQ chicken. I'm actually going to put it in my slow cooker, and we're going to have it for sandwiches tonight. I'm going to make put a little heat to it too. Come on. Let me get you all set up over here. Y'all know it's about time for another story, right? Alright, I've got 3 chicken breasts in here. I take them straight from the freezer. I know a lot of people don't like to do that, but that's the way I prefer to do it. But I've got 3 chicken breasts in there because I have a small slow cooker, and it's only me and Tom. So there's going to be enough of this left over for him for his lunch as well. But I'm going to put about a teaspoon of salt in there. I've got my slow cooker set on high. You can do it either way. High for 4 to 6 hours. I do it 6 hours because I have frozen chicken. But you can, if you don't have frozen chicken, you can do it 6 hours on high, and on low you can do it for 4 hours. This is cilantro. Add about 1.5 teaspoons to that. Yeah. I've got some purple onion diced up, pretty good sized dices. You can save you some to put on your sandwich as well if you want to. But I'm going to put all that in there. Yeah. I'm going to, because I'm sorry, I don't typically measure stuff. But because I have so many people that do ask me how much, I'm going to try to measure all this for you all, okay? Now, here's my story. Many years ago, another one based in the mid-1800s, in our little portion of the map that we lived at, there lived a family who worked hard on a farm. And now we're talking horse and buggy days here, y'all. Okay? Horse and buggy days. I'm putting 1/2 cup of barbecue sauce in, and my barbecue sauce is raised, no sugar added. And then I'm using light ranch dressing. Hidden Valley, that's the kind I like. But these people worked really hard. The farmers did. You know, anybody knows that. They still do. But they, the horse and buggy is how everybody got around back in those days in this area. And they were needing to head to town to the feed mill and pick up a few things, because that's where they sold, obviously, the grains that was needed for flour and sugars and stuff like that. Yeah, at our feed mill. Just stirring that all up together, and we're going to pour that right in. And it was a 1/2 cup of barbecue sauce, and I believe it was 1/3 cup of the ranch dressing. Now you're gonna, this is to cook it and give it flavor. You know, you can add whatever you want to after you get it cooked. You can add whatever you want to now, honestly. It's yours. But the lady, the man's wife, had recently had a baby, and it just cried all the time. It had colic. I don't know if you're familiar with what that means, but colic is a stomach ache that a baby gets. Too much air, you know, in their tummy, what have you. Could be something that the mother ate that caused it. You know, numerous things that cause colic. But this is Frank's red sauce, Frank's red hot sauce, and we're gonna dabble some of that in there, probably a tablespoon. There we go. 1 tablespoon. But anyhow, ooh, Oh, just stuck my arm on that. That didn't feel too good. Anyhow, they were heading to town to get their supplies that they needed, you know, for the next several months. And the little baby just cried and cried all the time because its stomach hurt. And the lady was just at her wit's end. The mother was just at her wit's end. So they went to town. They came back home. She, you know, did her chores, and the husband was doing his chores. And this wrapping the baby around you is not something new. That's what they used to do back then as well, because the women had to do their work. You know, they had work to do on farms just as well as the men did. So they would strap their babies to them, and away they'd go, you know, doing their work. Well, they had forgot something, and so the farmer had to get all of his chores done before it got dark, and he asked her to go back to town and pick up whatever it was they had forgotten, you know, some kind of food supplies that they needed. And so, you know, he hooked up the horse to the buggy and all that stuff, and she took the baby with her, of course. You know, that's what you did back then. Whatever you did, those babies went with you. It didn't matter. Same thing for us, you know. But anyway, it cried and cried and cried. And she stopped alongside the road. And, you know, just trying to figure out what was she going to do. Well, she came across the bridge and stopped on the bridge that went over a creek. Y'all call them rivers in your area. Some of you do. We call it a creek, brook. But this baby was 3 months old, and she just couldn't take it anymore. She just jumped it over into the water. She didn't come back home. The farmer finally found her. She was distraught, and you know, she told him what happened. Needless to say, she ended up in jail. But fact or folklore? When you cross the bridge today, if you sit there, it has to be on a stormy day, because it was rather stormy that day when she went through. Stop, roll your windows down, and listen. They used to say you had to cross on a horse and buggy to hear, but roll your windows down, sit there and listen on a dark, stormy afternoon, evening. You'll hear a baby cry. Fact or fiction? You decide. I'll tell you the next time. I'm going to show you all what this looks like when it gets done, and we're going to enjoy our sandwiches this evening. So I'll be back soon. Okay, let's get this out of here and see how it's going to taste. By the way, I did put a teaspoon of liquid smoke in, and I also put in a teaspoon of smoky paprika and a teaspoon of garlic powder. At least I remember to tell you all, though. Here we go. Now, I've had this on low, or not low, but keep warm for quite some time now. Okay. Get everything out of the way. Looks good. Tom's already said, boy, that smells good. So that made me smile. Okay. So we're just going to put these in here like this, and then we'll shred them. And I'm going to use some of the juices in here. To add to the pulled chicken. Looky. Looks pretty good, don't it? I think it does, for sure. Yeah, let me grab a couple of forks and I'll start shredding that. Look at that. So tender. And nice and juicy. I know a lot of people don't like using slow cooker, and you can bake this in the oven. You don't have to use a slow cooker. But I don't have the problem of my chicken or any meat, for that matter, that I cook in my slow cooker. I don't have a problem of it being dry. So I'm not really sure why yours is dry. If you do and it ends up dry, I don't know why. Oh, this smells so good. I'm ready to give this a try. Again, let me know what you think about my story that I told you. Do you think that that's fact, or do you think that's folklore? Now, let's go back over here and get some of these juices out and put in here. I don't want to put too much because I am not a fan of soggy bread, so I don't want to go too much with it. I think that will be enough. 2 of the small ladles. You don't have to do that, you know, but I want that flavor. My mouth is watering, my goodness. I think I'm going to put just a little bit more. That's all of the flavors that we put in our chicken, so, you know, of course you want some of that in it, right? There we go. There we go. I think that's it right there. Hot. That is so good. I'm gonna go ahead and put Tom's on some bun and see what he thinks about it. All right. I was gonna toast the bun, but Tom said he didn't want it toasted, so we're all good with that. We've got pickles over here that we're gonna use. You can put cheese on it. I've got some mozzarella cheese. He may want some mozzarella cheese on it. Do you want any mozzarella cheese on it?
No, thank you.
He's a simple man, y'all. He really is. Simple taste. This is a simple meal. So we're good. Now, let me try to get just a little more on here without dropping it everywhere.
No, I'll be the one dropping it everywhere.
Might have to use a fork, huh? All right. Do you want pickles on it?
Yes, please.
I'm just going to let you step in here and put your pickles on there, okay?
Thank you.
I'm telling you, my mouth is watering. I think I'm going to put just a little bit more barbecue sauce on mine, though. I think that sounds good. You want a little bit more on yours, too?
Yes, please.
Ah, man after my own taste buds.
Some pickles? You want some pickles?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. There you go. Look at that. Oh yeah. Definite yum. Right. Now I should imagine that you're going to give one of these a taste.
Yep.
For our friends. Because I'm also going to give one, my own one, a taste. Mm-hmm. Shall we?
Yes.
Let's do it. Mmm. That's so good. Mmm. All right. Well, there you go. You all take care. And Tom said he'll put the recipe for this down in the description. So, but I don't mind sending it to you all. Don't misunderstand. I don't mind that at all. Matter of fact, that helps my channel out. If you haven't subscribed, I do hope you will. Click that subscription button and the notification bell. Click the like button for me. You'll know each time I put new content on if you click that subscription button. Don't cost you anything at all. But y'all take care. And I will tell you all fact or folklore on my next video. Until then, y'all take care and we'll see you. Bye now.